Hi, welcome back to my video series where I play through my own Mario Maker levels for some reason. Um, we're kind of getting well into, I guess, the early heyday of Mario Maker, maybe when like the most people are playing, probably like a week in or something by now. Um, I was making a lot of levels. I was just enjoying just throwing together ideas and putting them up. None of these were really perfect. I have other friends who've only still uploaded 2 or 3 levels because I really fine-tuned them, where I was just like, man, whatever, I'm just going to make it, throw it up in an hour, I don't even care. Which is really just how I write and how I do anything creative. I just throw it out there, half done, for better or worse. Which is why I've got so many levels on here as well. Anyway, so now, yeah, I guess at this point I just started having ideas and making some levels. This one, Wrong Way, I wanted to make a level where you have to walk in the wrong direction. Just because I find that kind of off-putting in Mario where you always go left to right. And I found the best way to do that was with doors that teleport you. So I got this wall you can't get across, a door on the other side, but that's not the door you go to. You go to this door right at the end. I kind of wish you could see the flag on the other side, just to make you feel like you're right at the end. But instead you have to go this way. Deliberately tried to make this part the same as like World 1-1. I briefly thought about just making a backwards World 1-1, but decided that would be far too tedious. What the hell is this? I don't remember doing this at all. Oh, I know why. Yeah, when I made this I didn't realize you go in pipes that you made as out pipes. So that pipe I intended as one you go out of. Oh no. What? What have I done? Yeah. I don't know why I put this here, I think I was just thought it'd be funny. These kind of spams are pretty satisfying to do sometimes, so I thought I'd just throw one in there. The downside of which means the player ends up invincible and with a helmet when they're doing this part, which was never intentional. But oh well. Wanted to do some tricky ice platforming, but I was like, there's no point making it so you die there. Like, no one enjoys dying, so I just made it so that you could just try it again and again. So still going left, which still feels really weird to me. So when you get here, I made this house with some bombs in it you can't get to. And I did this because I just played a level that uses the exact same trick. Which is the fire whip spirally thing can light bombs on fire. So you have to light them on fire with it, and then blow your way through. So again, me using bombs to blow up walls again. But yeah, it was a level by David Sermon where I saw he'd done a similar trick to that. A lot of my levels are really just like stealing ideas of other levels that I really enjoyed. Which I don't have a problem with. It's kind of fun to do. So yeah, so really I just made a really basic level there, where you go backwards because I thought that was weird and off-putting. And I do find it kind of weird and off-putting to play it. Yeah, this level's really silly. Again, me just playing with bombs. An idea that probably could have been polished up a whole lot. It's got these really annoying jumps, which you'll probably see. I had to keep adding more bombs because they wouldn't always blow up the same way, really unpredictably. So jumps like this one square gap can be really annoying to get through when you can't like stand where that hole is. So like it's just not fun. It's just like you're gonna run out of time. It's a short level. You got to get out before a bomb, for mine collapses. But you're just stuck doing these stupid little fiddly jumps, which are like just not satisfying. Ah. There we go. I thought I'd mix it up a bit for thwomp, 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 whatever they're called. Makes you have to wait for a bomb. 30 seconds left, will I make it? So that what comment up there came with a screenshot where like the hole hadn't actually blown through properly. For some player, like it was impossible to finish, so like it's just not a always finishable level. And really, you're meant to wait for those bombs to blow up on the far side so you can actually get in the castle. But Mario's safe, so whatever. Really silly level. The tight jumps are not enjoyable at all. Right, so I made a sequel to the Proletariat. Yeah. This level's really broken. I should delete it and update it. It doesn't work at all how I want it to. But let's do it. So it starts much the same as Proletariat. You're stuck in these tunnels. And then there's a Gumbaz there for bomb and he blows up and now we can get out of our tunnels. Like, we're free. As you can see, this time I have made the player a Gumbaz. I feel like this was like a narrative level, but it just does not work. That was a sound effect. I recorded my own sound effect, which was from Braveheart of Mel Gibson shouting, "They'll never take our freedom." So the idea was you can go back in the pipes, but you're meant to like, you know, you're on top of a castle now. And so I made it, so I put that question mark block here so you could get another Gumbaz if you needed it. And you're meant to go down this way, but because I put the question mark block then, you can actually get up that way now, I think. Or maybe you don't even need a question mark block to do it. Yeah, like you can break the whole level by going up there, but you're not meant to. But I don't know if anyone's actually finished the level quote-unquote properly. So you come back in the trenches, Gumbaz are attacking the Koopa Troopers, they're setting off bombs, sacrificing themselves, and you come up into this room. You know, there's like a whole war going on, that's kind of a point. Another really annoying jump that you can't really do. A lot of people got so stuck here trying to get into this jump, but the bombs just fell down. I managed to get on top here as well. But again, you're meant to go across here, joining the trenches again. Again, it's super broken. And you're meant to come down here. And so this was a joke. I used some like the special effects and the floating Gumbaz. And I was going for like a really like tongue-in-cheek Spec Ops the Line white phosphorus thing, like forcing you to walk through all your dead comrades. Really silly, really corny. Like, I just thought it was funny. I just like the way Gumbaz float in water. Yeah, really makes you think about everything we sacrificed to come this far. Maybe I'm the monster after all. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. And you get to the end. And you're free. The Gumbaz have been... The proletariats have risen up, taken out their evil Koopa benefactors, and now live free, I guess. I don't know. I think the point of it comes through, but people don't actually play how they want to. I don't know if anyone's actually seen, like, the dead Gumbaz white phosphorus part. Anyway. Yeah, as you can see, all those crosses are where people have died. So a lot of people just tried going along the top where it was never intended for you to go. So yeah, not a good level. So I'm not going to play Jerk Course Study 1 now because it's ruthlessly hard. And I made a new version with checkpoints once the update came out of checkpoints. And that would probably be more interesting to play. Maybe I should play that one now. Just, yeah, I probably should, shouldn't I? Alright, so I'm going to play Jerk Course now with the added checkpoints that I added in later on. This is a very unforgiving level. So this was my first attempt to make a really, really hard level, solely for the sake of it being hard and unforgiving. Why did I want to do that? Mostly because I'd watch like Kaiser Mario World videos and was like, and loved the look of it, and like, so with this I wanted to make the hardest level that I myself could beat, so that I could actually upload it. First level where I've included, lol, spins and having to bounce off enemies that would kill you if you weren't spinning. Now probably one of my favourite moves, which I just failed to do there. This is probably going to take me a while. So you spin. I just really like the sound, I think, of spinning and clacking off them. Oh no. I'm not doing well. I never have trouble with this. So there's lots of spinning in this level, lots of spinning in all my Mario World levels. I'm not doing good so far. So if you hold down the spin button, you spin higher, and if you let go of it, you just kind of tap. There we go. So when you go across here, you have to stand on this very back one, which is why I put the coins there, but not very well communicated. Lots of spikes in this level. And you gotta quickly run across there so that you can jump back up here. I'm actually really satisfied with that. And then immediately spin off that one to land back on the spike. So you need this gun to shoot out a bullet. It won't shoot this way, so you have to stand in front of it. So this level is like deliberately fiddly and annoying to play, which is why it's called Jerk Study 1, because it's like not super satisfying, I don't think, for a lot of people. Oh dear. So then you got to go back with Yoshi. And the only reason you need Yoshi is to do this jump up here. And here you can't jump off here, like you will die. You have to spin off and land on there. Which is something I'm really happy with, but like, you know, that's going to kill everybody the first time. So right, so now you've got this. Oh, whoops. And I'll put the checkpoint here, even though it's still pretty early in the game, because this is probably one of the hardest parts of the level. Right, but with the checkpoint, you have to spawn while holding Y, because you need to carry that block. So here, what I got to do, I got to take the shell, jump on that P block, but jump again before it turns into a coin and I fall to my death. And go up here, land here. So now I've got to do two things here first. This is very particular, and like no one's going to figure it out. Shoot this over here to make that beanstalk go up. Then I've got to pick it up again and hit the question mark above me to make another beanstalk come down. Really fiddly. Yeah, so this is when I started making levels that are just fun to play if you know what you're going to do. Which is also, I guess levels like this is why I wanted to make this video series, because no one's actually going to play and figure this out, I don't think. Well, not many people anyway. So then you got to pick it up, and you got to keep jumping or else these platforms are going to fall. And finally, you've got to put it on your head. So you got to do a lot of things with this one shell, or else you can't get through these guys. Like they will just kill you. And now a really annoying jump. Like, what was I even thinking making this? With an ice of all things. Oh dear. This is probably going to take me the rest of this video to finish. Like, without the checkpoints, this was just... no one would play this. I actually did a manual checkpointing system in the first version. I put 4 doors at the start that went to different parts of the level. So really you could actually finish the level without doing everything properly, but I decided it was like a honor system really, that you would use the checkpoints only if you got that far. And if people didn't, whatever. I really think more games should just let people get to later parts of a level without deserving to, quote unquote. So this one's hard because it snakes around and your inertia kind of throws you off a bit. like if you don't steer properly, you just kind of go in the wrong direction. Then you go over here. You gotta let that guy through. You're not meant to still have the lid on, the helmet on. My idea was that your helmet would have fallen off by now, but I found a way to exploit that. So then you need this dude to get all these question marks. But you need to pick him up and take him with you to the next one. If I wanted to be really jerky, I would have not had these blocks here so that you only had one chance to get him back. Oh no. And now we'll see a return of my flying hitchhiking dude. So a lot of people get this far and die because they don't realize you can stand on these guys. Unlike my hitchhiker level in the previous video, I don't really allow the player to figure this out here. Whoops. So you're meant to go straight from that flying thing to land on this guy, like spin off it. But it doesn't always work. And now I'm not really happy with how this next part works. It's more fiddly than I intended. You have to get the cape out of here. Oh dear. And then you're meant to glide through here, but often that's what ends up happening. So yeah, that's Jerk Study 1. I'm still really happy with that level, despite its flaws. There's probably more I could have fixed up in the second version, but oh well. A lot more people have finished with the checkpoint than without. Not many people, but more people. Anyway, so I made that one, and I made it. There's a Jerk Course Study 2 we'll get to later. But first, I think we've got time to play these two levels on this video. Why not? They're pretty related. So not too spooky. I made this one after I played a level by Nifless, I think, and he made like a horror house, original Mario Bros level, which I'd never seen before. And unless my memory is mistaken, there was no haunted houses in the original Mario. So this music and this aesthetic is entirely added for Mario Maker, to the best of my knowledge. I might be wrong about that, but it's an aesthetic I've never seen before. So I was like, oh man, I want to make a level like that as well, even though I normally stay away from haunted houses. So I've got this puzzle with cannonballs you got to jump on, which, you know, just repeating the puzzle from Jerk Study 1. But mostly I just like this music. Like, really kind of minimal. Whoops. So I feel like most people would expect it to be a mushroom, but I hid the mushroom back there, because I feel like haunted house levels have to be a bit silly like that. So here I noticed something. All those grandfather clocks in the background, I was just copy-pasting some ground for some reason. I noticed that when you copy-paste the ground, the background things like those grandfather clocks, which randomly appear when you're placing ground, they are also copied. So you can deliberately place bushes and grandfather clocks and things. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I made this area, I just put a lot of grandfather clocks because I just discovered it. I thought it kind of looked like a graveyard or something. But that's something that became really important to the next level. Just got some red herrings in this level. So then you get to this impossible ending, which people... I know some people thought you had to get a cannonball all the way from the start to here to make this jump. So again, this is me failing at my visual communication. Because some people like come down and got that coin. But what I intended was people would get the coin and get that box. And then would work their way up. Oh dear. And you kind of want to A bit of a time limit because you don't want those ghosts to get to you and screw you over. And then you step down on the fight. So I'm pretty happy with that level. Not many people have played it, I don't think. Maybe they have now. I'll check actually. Yeah, I guess I was going for a more aesthetic thing than a difficulty thing there, but some people still found it difficult. Like, you still got a 10% pass rate. 340 plays, that's not too bad. Yeah, people really struggled with bits I didn't expect people to struggle with. The cannonballs at the start, the jump at the end. Anyway. So, right, so I learned that you can copy and paste background things, right? And I was like, what can I do with that? And I thought I would make a garden with flowers, essentially. Now this has probably been my best received level so far. And I've made it so that there isn't a single ground block on this level that doesn't have flowers on it. And then I added a bunch of vines, which you don't need to use, they're entirely visual. I just wanted to make it feel really dense, a little bit disorientating, and just like you're in a garden in the middle of a forest. I added these blocks around the ground so that you'd get the green outline rather than the brown everywhere. I stole that from a level, it might have been by Ananthropy, I'm not sure, or Liz Ryson. They use the same account to upload levels. But it was one of them or one of their other friends made a level which kind of used cobblestones like this. And I really liked the effect, so I did the same. Here should be a pipe with a turtle in it because it's really easy to screw up and like lose the shell by accidentally running into the turtle. Because you're meant to do this. You come up here, I've got some dead ends, but I've also put secrets in the dead ends just so that you're not completely unrewarded. So there's no real clear path forward. You can kind of get out of a level in places as well, like here you can walk. Oh no, that was just a hole, whoops. Oh dear. Yeah, so I've made it you can kind of like walk on top of areas that are originally corridors. Like I could jump out here and just kind of be outside the level. But where you're meant to go is up here. So this part's kind of broken. I thought you'd like jump on the caterpillar to get across, but once the caterpillar's red, it just starts seeking you out. It doesn't walk all the way across anymore. So you really need to be able to see the other end before you do it. Again, my less than grand visual communication. And this is kind of tricky because if you just jump down here, you fall to your death. So you have to come out here. Beanstalks hanging over there that you can't even get to. They're just more design. Pretty difficult puzzle to get here. You just got to like... I didn't get it. A 1-up comes out of there and you pretty much have to be in the position to get it. Again, this just kind of hangs down. There's nothing there that I remember. But I'm sure a lot of people jump to their deaths there anyway. This one, however... I'm just going to get hurt for a second. If you go through here... Like, it's not flagged at all, but I have added a 1-up. God, where even is it? There we go. I doubt anyone's ever found that, but anyway. You can see the exit. Can't really get to it yet. Oh yeah. If you, again, sneak out here, I put a bunch of coins. And there's actually a cloud you can use to get them all, but the cloud spawns when you're like back over here, so it disappears by the time you get here. So that doesn't really work. And then it's meant to be like you go back into the jungle after you walk through this garden. So I'm really happy with how that one turned out visually. It's kind of exactly what I wanted, and people seem to really enjoy it. Wow, look at that Haunted Hollow level. That looks amazing. But yeah, so there are some more levels that I have made. I think we're getting into more complex design, I think. These two are like singular gimmicky ideas again. Then I've got made another really hard level, which I really, really like. And the ones after that are much more just me trying to make some more enjoyable but difficult but not masochistic kind of platforming levels. But we'll explore those in the future videos. Thanks.